Hello YouTube. I just recently purchased a GoPro Hero 5 Black on Black Friday. The reason I chose to buy it on Black Friday was you got the 64 gig micro SD card as well as a $35 gift certificate to Best Buy. So essentially you were getting about $60 off of the actual price. I don't really want to do, it's not an unboxing, it's more of a first impression after using it for about 2 or 3 days. Haven't really used it, I haven't used it snowboarding or surfing or wakeboarding, anything like that. It's been more of a carry around camera, but just wanted to run you through a couple of the features and everything that you get with the box. So starting out, you get the camera, obviously. You get the mount that GoPro is known for, but they did change it up a little bit. So you can see on this flat mount, or the quick release, they've now integrated this rubber piece that stops it from releasing, but I think they've made the release a lot easier than they used to be, and I think that'll help with the vibration as well when you are on a boat or something that's moving and vibrating just a little bit, even like a motorcycle or something like that. So the mounts are the same. You get a flat and a rounded, only two this time. You get the battery, which we'll go into a little bit more later. You get a USB-C cable. It is no longer the mini USB, thank God. Let's see if it'll focus on that. Well, we all know what a USB-C looks like. That's what everybody seems to be moving to. It's going to be the new standard. And everybody hates Apple for moving their entire Mac to USB-C. Then the camera itself comes in a frame mount similar to the housing, waterproof housing that the previous GoPros came in, but this is just a frame. It doesn't need to be waterproof, because the nice thing about the Hero 5 is it is waterproof. Just like this, straight out of the box, it is waterproof up to 10 meters or 30 feet, I believe. One thing I do want to mention here, because I noticed this hole here in the frame that, and I couldn't figure out how, because here's your door for your charger, your USB-C and your HDMI output is here, right? I'm like, how am I supposed to get power to this if I have a really long night lapse that I want to do? And I thought, maybe, do I stick this through the frame at first? But if you open this hatch just a touch, and I don't put very much pressure on it, but you just pull and almost hyperextend it or overextend it, that door comes off. The issue with that is if you're going to be leaving this overnight, or if you're going to be in somewhat of a wet environment, or if it's raining or something, this is no longer waterproof. And these ports will be ruined if you do get it wet. They are not going to withstand any water. And so you want to be careful when using that. But now that that door is off, you put it back in the frame as it's supposed to be. Close it up. You can now take your USB-C and it will fit. And you are able to plug this into external power or an outlet or whatever your heart desires. So just a small little piece that I was kind of curious about and took a while to figure out, but we did figure it out, and so you can get power to it while it's in the frame. To put it back on, you just put it here, give it a quick little push, and it seals right up. Water sealed again, ready to go in the ocean or the lake or the bathtub or wherever you may want to use this. Let me show you here while we're, well, let's get into the battery first. So the battery is a 1220 milliamp hour battery, and they've once again changed the shape, and so you won't be able to use your GoPro Hero 4 or Hero 3 batteries with this GoPro, which I do recommend going on Amazon. They have the Wasabi clones already for the GoPro Hero 5, and they're much cheaper, and you can get a 2-pack for, I think, cheaper than the price of one actual GoPro battery. So let's get into putting in the battery. To make this waterproof, they had to seal all these different ports off, and so you have to press this button here and slide up, and then it's spring loaded and will open up for you. And we put this battery in, it snaps in. We'll put the SD card in while we're here, and it goes paint facing back towards the brand new touchscreen. Then you push down and slide in, and now it's ready to be powered up. So you power it up by using the mode button on the side. Press once, and it will turn on. It's a nice touch screen here. The only complaint that I have so far about the touchscreen is you can see fingerprints all over the place, and you wipe them off, and about 5 seconds later they're on there again. But it's a very responsive touchscreen and very easy to maneuver through. So when you first start up the GoPro, if you slide down and you go into preferences, you can see this camera tour. This is what you get when you first start out with the camera. It's pretty bright right here, but this says start, and you can just touch through it, and it tells you all about the mode button, switching between the modes, switching between photo and video. You can highlight, and it's just really easy. And I think I have the voice commands on. Let me turn those off quick. There. Now it won't keep jumping around. The reason it was jumping around was because I was saying GoPro. So I'd like to show you how to remove the lens. Turn it off first. So with this lens, you've got to kind of pull out. So yeah, you can kind of see how the gap gets bigger. I don't know if I'll be able to do it on film. Oh yeah. And so once you pull out, you twist, because it has this rubber gasket around it to keep it waterproof. And right now, the only way for you to get filters for underwater on this, and I'm sure ND filters as well, is to take this off and put it in the super suit external housing for diving. Hopefully, what I'm hoping is that some third parties, such as Polar Pro or Bauer, will come out with this, but with the filters on it, so that you can still keep the housing like this and still get the good audio, but not have to have the extra case. And I understand that you're not going to want or need audio underwater, but it'd be nice if you were in and out of water and wanted to wanted to just have that filter ready to go, that would be convenient. So just like I showed you there, it just slides right back on. You just push and twist. It's not the easiest thing, but I don't want it to be the easiest thing because I want it to keep the water out and not ruin my GoPro. So another nice feature that I wasn't all that excited about at first was the one button operation. And if you press it once short, it automatically turns on. I'm not touching it, and it starts recording video instantly. And then to turn it off, you just pause it, and it stops the recording and then completely turns off. And so I know battery life is a huge issue with GoPros, and so that feature is really nice if you just want to quick record and then turn it off. The other nice feature is if you press and hold, it starts into a time-lapse feature, and you can see every half second it's taking a picture right now. So every half second it's taking a picture. Now I want to go through the video modes that you have and the different resolutions, frames per second, and field of view. So let's start with Pro Tune. If you slide over from the right and you slide the left, it'll give you the option to turn on Pro Tune. And so you will be able to adjust your white balance, your ISO, your shutter speed, your exposure compensation, your sharpness, your audio, and you can reset everything. You also have your color, and you can put it in flat, which for night shooting you kind of want to. But let's reset all the settings, and I'm going to turn it off for now. The next menu, if you swipe from the right to the left, is your video stabilization. And that is your digital stabilization, and it crops your wide field of view by 10%. If you're on medium, linear, or narrow, it does not crop. So let's slide over to the next, and that's auto low light. I don't ever touch this, I just let the camera do it. It's a smart computer, so I just let it do it. The new thing is manual audio control. So if you turn this on, you can tell it to just be wind only or stereo only, because it has 3 different speakers, one here, and one over here. If you leave it in auto, or leave that off, then it will pick which microphone it has the best sound and will use that audio. It has a computer inside that is smart enough to know, hey, we're getting a lot of wind noise, we need to use this one. So then you swipe down to get out of everything. Swiping from your left to your right brings up your media. I did this earlier, I have a lot of media on this card. Oh, it was quicker that time. But here you can see the couple videos and pictures we've just taken. So I'll slide down again. And as I showed you earlier, to get into preferences, you slide down from the top. You can lock it here, you can turn on the voice controls, and you can connect to your smartphone or the new remotes or an old remote. So then if you tap the video recorder here, you have video, your video plus photo, and your looping, all the same modes as prior GoPros. You touch the camera, you've got your photo, your night photo, and your burst. And then something I like is you've got this time-lapse dedicated menu where you have your time-lapse, you now have the video time-lapse, which is a nice addition. You have the time-lapse photo and a night-lapse photo. And so those are all the menus here. I'm going to touch video, so we'll go into our resolution. So the nice thing is this interface is amazing. You can touch through all these different video modes, and I'm in 2.7K right now because I'm in 60 frames per second. If I bump that down to 30, I now have 4K, 2.7K, 2.7K to 4:3 ratio, 1440, 1080, and 720. Then you have your field of view. 4K is only wide. We'll go into, go into 1080, you have super view, wide, medium, and the new one, linear, which kind of takes the fisheye away. And then you've also got narrow. The nice thing is it gives you a live preview of what that's going to look like. So you can set up your shot really easily. Let's go into the voice commands. So now I have to swipe down and grab, now I've turned on voice control. And I can say, GoPro, start video. And if you can see the light, there you can see it's recording. GoPro, stop video. GoPro, take photo. GoPro, turn off. So it's really nice to be able to use the voice commands. I will show you where you can go find a list of all those. So if you slide down and go into preferences, and you can slide up, oops, not the date, list of commands under voice control. It'll tell you GoPro start recording, GoPro highlight, oh, see, it's doing it. GoPro stop recording. Let's turn that off quick. Then we'll go into preferences. So you have GoPro start recording, GoPro highlight, GoPro stop recording, GoPro take a photo, GoPro shoot burst, GoPro start time lapse, GoPro stop time lapse, GoPro video mode, GoPro photo mode, GoPro time lapse mode, GoPro burst mode, and GoPro turn off. And that can be found under the preferences, your list of commands. Here you have all your different settings. I'm not going to go into those because you can mess around with that on your own. Like I said, you can lock it. So now the screen won't do anything. So I can't swipe, I can't touch anything unless I swipe down and tap to unlock it. Then I'm free to use it. Another nice feature that it has is the auto rotate. So you can manually set it to be upside down or right side up. As far as your recording, if you're recording this way or if you're recording this way. But it has a really nice feature where it's auto. So see, I just flip the camera and the image flips automatically, which is super, super nice. You don't have to change it every time. The time-lapse mode I have not been able to use yet. I think I'm going to go out and try it tonight, so if I don't get this video edited in time, I will have some time-lapse footage to throw in on this with the night lapse. The time-lapse feature works just like the other time-lapse features on the other GoPros, and all in all, I've been really happy with this GoPro Hero 5. It does get a little warm. It's even warm right now just from having it on for so long. But I think it'll be a good camera, and I don't think there'll be any issues. So if you like this review, it was my first review. If you like this review, leave a thumbs up and comment if you really like this review and want me to do some more on some tech, different cameras and such, some phones, go ahead and subscribe and like and share this video, and I will try and get a couple more reviews on here.